Chapter 2. Welcome to the ride. Richard barely had time to process what was happening before she had him weaving through the crowd, her grip firm on his arm. The sea of attendees parted around them, Sailor Moon and her, much older companion. Every step deeper into the convention made Richard more aware of how out of place he was. Brightly colored banners hung from the rafters, showcasing anime series he'd never heard of. Cosplayers posed for pictures, vendors hawked collectibles. And the scent of popcorn and overpriced convention food lingered in the air. And through it all, she didn't let go of him once. She came to a sudden stop in front of a sprawling vendor booth. Walls lined with glass cases displaying rare trading cards, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic, The Gathering. Richard's pulse steadied for the first time since she'd appeared. This was his element. "Ah, now this is something I understand," he said, slipping into familiar ground. She hummed, pressing against his side as he leaned over the case, scanning for anything worth adding to his collection. I like when you get all focused, Daddy." He nearly choked. His fingers froze on the glass. He turned his head just slightly, enough to catch her smirking up at him. She knew exactly what she was doing. Before he could gather himself, she leaned in, her lips grazing his ear. Her voice dropped into something sultry, private, just for him. "I wonder," she whispered, "if you'd blush more if I called you Daddy while I was on my knees." His breath caught, a laugh, soft, wicked, before she pulled back like nothing had happened. Richard blinked. His brain had officially short-circuited. "You finding something good?" she asked sweetly, as if she hadn't just set his entire nervous system on fire. The vendor behind the counter, a man in his 30s with a Pikachu cap, raised an amused eyebrow. Richard barely managed to clear his throat. "Oh, yes. This one's a rare misprint." She mused, tracing her fingers along his arm. Then, in a voice just loud enough for the vendor and the small crowd around them to hear, "Daddy's buying me something special today." Richard swore he felt every single person within earshot turn to look at them. The vendor smirked. "Nice." Richard swallowed hard. He wasn't in control of this situation. Not even a little. And the worst part? A deep, unsettling part of him was starting to enjoy it.